It's ironic because we're social distancing, but I think we're closer than ever. But I feel people have come together. I mean, being to different countries, like when I went abroad to Europe, like it's something like every single country on earth is going through this. So it's another reason for people of the world to come together, because you can meet someone from Serbia or South Africa you've never met before, and yet you've got something in common straight away. You talk about the virus, talk about wearing masks, how annoying they are, and talk about not being allowed to leave and all that stuff. And I hope at the end of this, they can do a lot of events celebrating the end of it, or also a lot of memorials mourning the people who've lost their lives. And because the claps on the street, I mean, that's such an amazing thing. Like the idea that everyone in the country would clap outside of their doors for the NHS. That's something every time it happened, it brought me back to the present moment. I thought and sit back and thought oh my God, this is crazy. The idea everyone's here together clapping outside, that's not something that happens normally, right? It's brought a lot of new experiences this year, particularly.
Regardless of race, religion, ethnicity, gender, we're all just brought together, standing in line, all working together, all supporting the NHS, all looking out for one another to some degree or another. And I think it's just bringing us together. And then there's also, I think at the back of my mind, I was also thinking that, well, why have we been placed in this scenario? And I think God has placed us in this scenario because he wants us to derive a valuable lesson from this. There's many things that we can learn from this. For instance, we could be more empathetic towards others as a result of this. Where as a community, I don't think we're empathetic enough now. But now, as a result of experiencing these troubled times and this hardship, we're going to be looking out for each other more. We're going to be more kind. We're going to be more caring. We're going to be more friendly, and we're going to be much more understanding of the illnesses and diseases that others are experiencing, and looking out for them far more so than we otherwise would have, because of this scenario that we are going through and going to go through.
Yeah, you have to try to find the positives in everything. And again, if I go back to my grandmother's stories about the war, I always feel like our generation is quite soft to some degree, and I feel like if one positive to this bad thing happening is people are going to be stronger than this. It's going to take, I feel like people our age, the internet going out for an evening was quite an unsurmountable task to get through. Whereas now you're having 6 months particularly indoors or nothing. So that's hard. That's the hard thing to get through. I feel like people are going to come the other end, and they would have, and when people have the hard times in their lives, they can think, well, at least I can walk outside, at least I'm allowed out, at least there's no virus, at least I'm not worried for my grandparents' safety every time I leave, every time I'm on the bus. So I think it's another way for people to be more thankful about the things people took for granted, like going out, speaking to your friends, going to school, going to work. The things we all took for granted, now when we're allowed to do them, will mean so much more. So I think, it brings us back down to earth again, makes us more thankful for everything before.